Good morning. The extraordinary moment in the politics of the Islamic Republic of Iran, one shaped now by air raid sirens, cyber silence, and the silent pen of a 86-year-old theocrat ensconced in a bunker, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader since 1989, is facing the twilight not only of his reign but perhaps of the regime itself. And in a move both unprecedented and revealing, he has quietly named three potential successors. Khamenei has spent the past week in hiding, severed from digital communication, as Israel and the United States launch coordinated strikes on Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan, Iran's nuclear crown jewels. And Isfahan, of course, is the most beautiful location in Iran. The actual city of Isfahan, and I don't know how badly damaged that is going to be by the attacks on the nuclear sites nearby. Rumours swirl of assassinations, bombings, and sabotage, and many of his senior officials are now dead. His movements are secret, his words are relayed via an aide. In this claustrophobic atmosphere of fear and fragility, succession planning becomes both a religious imperative and a military contingency, sadly. According to the New York Times and Iranian sources, Khamenei has instructed the Assembly of Experts, a body constitutionally tasked with electing the supreme leader, to choose from among three clerics he has personally identified, notably his son, Khamenei, long suspected as the heir apparent, is not on the list. This omission is as significant as is the inclusion of the others. It's a rebuke to dynastic temptation and a message to the clerical elite the Islamic Republic, not the Khamenei family, must endure. The names haven't been publicly confirmed, but speculation abounds, and the likely candidates include the Ayatollah Alireza Arafi, a prominent figure in the religious seminaries of Qom, loyal to the regime but with deep theological credentials; Ayatollah Ebrahim Raisi, the current president but deeply tarnished by his role in mass executions and his lackluster leadership; and Ayatollah Sadek Larijani, a former judiciary head, part of a powerful political dynasty, though increasingly sidelined, and each represents a different faction: the traditionalists of Qom, the security establishment, and the conservative pragmatists. And Khamenei's triangulation suggests he's hedging his bets rather than anointing a single crown prince. There are three dimensions to this plan. First, it's an act of self-preservation. By naming successors and reorganizing his military chain of command, Khamenei signals to enemies that Iran's leadership will not fall with his death. Second, it reveals internal weakness. If the regime were stable, succession would remain opaque and informal, as it was when Khamenei died in 1989. By putting forward names, Khamenei acknowledges uncertainty and factionalism within the ruling elite. Third, it provides a question: will the Assembly of Experts obey him? That body, though nominally loyal, includes ambitious clerics and hardliners who may see Khamenei's departure as an opportunity for radical change, either towards harsher theocracy or potentially towards reform. Khamenei's silence is loud. He has embraced what the Persian poets called taqiyya, strategic concealment. But by relinquishing control of succession, even conditionally, he has exposed the very vulnerability he wishes to deny. Further, he concludes to involve the idea of martyrdom not as a metaphor but as a real politique. His death, were it to come at the hands of Israel or the US, would be weaponized as a sanctified grievance, and his successors would rule not in the shadow but from his blood. Not in his shadow but from his blood. And in Washington and Jerusalem, this information is doubtless seen both as an intelligence prize and as a target list, but it's also a moment of caution. A regime with three heads in waiting is not one poised to collapse easily. In London, in Paris and Geneva, diplomats are already discussing scenarios. What if Iran disintegrates? Who controls the nuclear stockpile? Can a post-Khamenei Iran be engaged, or will it fall into military rule? We shouldn't mistake succession planning for stability, nor should we underestimate the fragility of a regime that hides its leader in a bunker and its future behind a curtain of clerical ambiguity. Khamenei has ruled with iron patience and a belief in divine timing, but history may be moving faster than his theology can accommodate. And as ever in Iran, the past walks hand in hand with the future, and both are wrapped in secrecy.